Hey everybody, welcome to our weekly Ecosystem Office Hours call. I am your host Jinx, and joined as always by the best and brightest in the Pocket ecosystem. We're going to kick things off with our protocol updates from Fred.
Thank you, Jinx. From Grove's end, on the protocol, we just had the release of v0.1.27. This has validator rewards finally turned on. We do recognize that the delegation and the delegator rewards are not currently implemented, and we're making sure that we implement this correctly given the added utility on the Pocket chain. So this is the priority kind of on the protocol, and we do want to implement this, in conjunction with what the rest of the Cosmos ecosystem does, but also in a way such that it doesn't break the other reward structures within Pocket. So that's kind of what's up next from the end of the protocol. On the path side, and also kind of in conjunction with the protocol, we are in the final phases of the implementation of WebSockets. So we're really, really, really excited about this. We believe this will open many, many doors and lock in many, many, many more relays. So this is a priority for us both on the protocol and the path end to, one, make sure that users have a strong user experience, and two, make sure that the node runners and the suppliers on the network get the correct rewards for the WebSockets implementation. In addition, on Path, we're kind of in the final phases of implementation on quality of service for the existing services. One of the major outstanding issues is still session rollovers, and we're still doing some research and development on how to best counter them. In the previous iteration of the chain, session rollovers happen once an hour, and now they happen once every 10 minutes. So this is just much more apparent to an end user that you see a big uptick in errors and issues every 10 minutes. So yeah, we're hard at work on that. We are just on the other end of things. On the front end, we're also doing a bunch of enhancements to the front end, a lot with kind of the checkout behavior, as well as implementing WebSockets so that an end user can actually pick up their WebSockets endpoint. And we are also really getting ready to start looking at overhauling the front end, making it more of a true kind of plug and play experience, since it is an open source code base. And lastly, starting to really look at our infrastructure as a whole. We have a lot of legacy infrastructure from the legacy portal and need to re-implement that. So that's everything kind of on the Grove end that we're hard at work on.
Beautiful, thank you, sir. And from the foundation side, we've been working with a couple of new providers who are going to be coming on to the ecosystem as new F-Chains providers. Grove is helping coordinate that to make sure that we get them up and running. And as we do, that will be an opportunity for folks to potentially look at what they're running and see if they want to add to that as well. Also, business development, of course, is a constant priority. So we are working on getting new gateways and new demand up and running at the same time that Grove is working on their own business development. Obviously, we know that a lot of people's revenue is fundamentally reliant on the volume of relays that comes through the network. So that is a top priority for everyone. Do we have? Yep. Julio, do you want to give an update on the state of Igniter?
Yeah, absolutely. So we completed development. I'm happy with where we are, like for this initial release. I'm currently working actually pushing it out to production for mainnet. It will take me a couple of hours. I need to make sure it's stable, but I'm working on that right now. I'll announce it in the channel as soon as it is available for everyone. Just one question, James. Should I drive any interest to the Igniter channel? I assume is that a public channel?
Yeah, it is. So yeah, feel free.
Sure, absolutely. By the way, I want to thank everyone that has been asking about it. We're really happy with the enthusiasm on it.
Excellent. I know a bunch of folks, including us at the foundation, are looking forward to seeing that fully launched. We are working on using Igniter for our own staking with F chains and validators and all the rest of that. So looking forward to seeing that coming live. I don't see anybody from Node Fleet on the call, which I was hoping because wanted to see if we could get an update on the web wallet. We do. I've been looking at it and playing with it a bit. The migration tool is in place there. The staking tool is in place there. We saw that demo. I'm just waiting to see that up and running as well, so that we can finalize moving forward on getting that functionality implemented in our default web wallet. We also have some additional tooling that is in progress by Raid Guild, which we're hoping to start pushing out soon. And the governance and docs projects are both in the project or in the process of being kicked off. So, Tracy, do you want to give a quick summation of what our project plan is with getting the docs overhauled?
Sure. So yes, I've recently met with a few of the team that's going to be working on the docs overhaul with me. So we are going to start by taking a high-level view of all of the documents, seeing what we need to replace, which is going to be most of them. As I'm sure you guys know, a lot of the docs are out of date and just not useful at this time. And so that will be my big project, working on that over the next several weeks, months, until it's done. It will be iterative, so we'll start with the high level docs and then kind of do edge cases at the very end. And as soon as we get something put together to launch, I'll go ahead and make an announcement on that.
Beautiful. Thank you much. Also, just as a side note, I've seen from some chatter here and there that some of the previously fairly low traffic chains seem to be basically no traffic chains right now. So if you are an F-Chains provider or just a node runner in the ecosystem in general, if you are seeing a chain that appears to be dead, please coordinate with Tracy and make sure that we're not running infrastructure for no purpose at all. We want to make sure that we stay up to date on that, especially given that we have new chains that are coming in for support, and we will be updating that list on a regular basis. And I think that covers all of our initial agenda items. So, floor is open. If you would like to suggest a topic, you are welcome to either come off mute and just say so, or put it in chat. Oh, Crypto, since you're here, do you have an update on where y'all are at with your launch? I know that we were keeping a close eye on that.
Yes, sir. So last week I made it a huge priority for us to start content planning and to get a lot more active and vocal out on the timeline. So of course we are working to make incredible infrastructure, but at the same time, if people don't know about us, they're not going to be able to use us most likely. So the big priority of this week and next week really is marketing, content planning, and really drowning the timeline with information.
Excellent, thank you, sir. Do you have is there a hard date yet on when the actual platform will be live?
Still up in the air. I actually talked about it a good bit at our most recent DAO sync. So we're still planning on that front. Should be soon, within a month or two. I don't want to keep knocking it back personally, but yeah, expect a bit more noise around that soon.
Sounds good. All right, other topics, questions, comments? Everybody well informed and doing just fine?
Oh, I'm also updating Protos, the most recent release of POKT 1.27, as recently mentioned. We're good for 2.6, not 2.7, but that should be fixed.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
To Jinx's point, I'll throw out there that we did receive some comments about Evmos being a dead chain, and per kind of the research that both Art and I have done, we're going to be shutting it down most likely on August 1st, but also working with our customers to make sure that that is on the correct timeline.
Yeah, so we have two F-chain providers. I think Breezy's on the call, Calorius isn't, but I'll let him know. We told all the customers just now we are looking to shut it down and the reasons why by Friday, but I've also let the bigger customers know, the biggest customer being Trust Wallet, that if they need an extra week, we'll work with Breezy will work with you or with Calorius to keep it up and running for another week. But it should be off the network no later than August 8th.
And of course, that's something to keep in mind when you're looking at, in general, chain performance on the network, total relays, and all the rest of that. Blockchain and the crypto industry is a moving target. Things spin up, they get big, they do a lot of traffic, they die. That's the nature of businesses in the startup space. So that's always going to be a variable thing, and choosing which chains we support and figuring out where we're getting traffic from will always be a moving target there.
And to confirm, it's not because it's dead on our network, it's just dead. I'll drop a couple links here. Its market cap dropped to just about 3 million recently, and its original team stopped working on it as of 3 or 4 months ago.
Ouch.
So there you go. And there have been no updates to the Evmos repo since 9 months ago, since November or October of last year.
Yeah, that's a shame. I have a very highly recommended and strongly backed team in the AI space that is currently sitting in my web wallet with 5 zeros and a 1 as their price tag currently. That's it always sucks to see it happen, but it is what it is. Some projects win, some projects lose, and we slog on through the changing landscape. Other questions, thoughts? I see Breezy typing. I do have a question around services being permissionless. Okay, cool. If a node runner makes a service available, but there aren't any gateways servicing such service, does it just remain on the network?
Yes.
So a good example of this right now is going to be, so there's a net new supplier coming online that's going to provide access to 28 or so new Cosmos chains, and they are going to register those chains if they already haven't. And then it's their job, I guess, at this point in time, in the early days of what I'll call this, to get a gateway to start sending traffic using those chain IDs. And given that we want to support those chains, Grove is going to send traffic. So this is always going to be an interesting game where if someone random comes in and wants to register a new network, they have to both convince a supplier and a gateway to provide access. So it's always going to be best to go through to have a supplier or a gateway register the service ID for you. Most likely, it'll be better for the gateway long term. But in this case, given that we want to support this specific supplier coming online, we're not going to front run them here on this.
And that's, obviously that's also a place where if you are, capable of doing so, you can register your own gateway, or both or direct protocol interaction using Path. And I have been advised by Art that for anyone who is looking to implement Path for direct protocol access in these early days, that Grove will be assisting in that as well. So that is certainly an option. One of the things that we're doing with the foundation is working with startup incubators. Yes, exactly that, Crypto. That's what I'm talking about now. If I'm both the gateway and supplier, can I pop up new networks quickly? Then yes, that's what we're working on with the incubator model. Is if they're the ones who are running an access point, they can be the first one to set up nodes for the project that they're incubating, and then help that project set up their own nodes as well, so that there is direct support for that. And then, of course, once those network IDs are broadcast across the network, other node runners, services, correct. Yeah, that's a good clarification there, Fred. Once those are broadcast on the network, then other node runners can also set up those services as well. Other questions? All right. Well, if everybody's groovy, I'm not going to keep you on the call. I'll give it another 60 seconds and see if anybody's got additional questions. And then aside from that, we'll see y'all next week, same time, same channel. All right. Well, thanks, y'all. See you next Wednesday.